Hello everyone, welcome to NnN Novel Time. Today I'm going to read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, chapter the 6, A Journey from Platform 3, from 9 and 3 quarters, part 2. On the hand, it was one of the red-haired twins. He'd fallen through the ticket box. Yes, please, Harry panted. Oh, Fred, come here and help. The twins helped. Harry's trunk was at last tucked away in a corner of the compartment. Thanks, said Harry, pushing his sweaty hair out of his eyes. What's that? Said one of the twins, suddenly pointing at Harry's lightning scar. Believe me, said the other twin. Are you? He is, said the first twin. Aren't you? He asked Harry. What? Said Harry. Harry Potter, toward the twins. Oh, him, said Harry. Yes, I am. The two boys gawped at him, and Harry felt himself going red. Then, to his relief, a voice came floating through the train's open door. Fred, George, are you there? Coming, Mom. With a last look at Harry, the twins hopped off the train. Harry sat down next to the window, where half hidden he could watch the red-haired family on the platform and hear what they were saying. The mother had just taken out her handkerchief. Ron, you got something on your nose. The youngest boy tried to jerk out of the way, but she grabbed him and began rubbing on the end of his nose. Mom, get off. He wiggled free. Ah, has Ron got something on his nose? Said one of the twins. Shut up, said Ron. Where's Percy? Said the mother. He's coming now. The oldest boy came striding into sight. He had already changed into his billowing black Hogwarts robes, and Harry noticed a shiny red and gold badge on his chest with the letter P on it. Can't stay long, mother, he said. I'm up front. The prefects have got two compartments for themselves. Oh, are you a prefect, Percy? Said one of the twins with the air of a great surprise. You should have said something when we had no idea. We had no idea. Hang on. I think I remember him saying something about it, said the other twin. Once or twice. A minute. All summer. Oh, shut up, said Percy the prefect. How come Percy gets new robes anyway? Said one of the twins. Because he's a prefect, said their mother fondly. All right, dear. Well, have a good term. Send me now when you get there. She kissed Percy on the cheek and he left. Then she turned to the twins. Now, you two, this year you behave yourselves. If I get one more owl telling me you've blown up a toilet or blown up a toilet, we've never blown up a toilet. Great idea though. Thanks, Mum. It's not funny. And look after Ron. Don't worry. Ronikins is safe with us. Shut up, said Ron again. He was almost as tall as the twins, and his nose was still pink where his mother had rubbed it. Hey, Mom, guess what? Guess who we just met on the train? Harry leaned back quickly so that they couldn't see him looking. You know the black-haired boy who was near us in the station? You know who he is? Who? Harry Potter. Harry's heard the little girl's voice. Oh, Mom, can I go on the train and see him, Mom? Oh, please. You've already seen him, Ginny, and the poor boy isn't something you goggle at in the zoo. Is he really, Fred? How do you know? Asked him. Saw a scar. It's really there, like lightning. Poor dear, no wonder he was alone. I wondered. He was ever so polite when I asked him how to get on to the platform. Never mind that. Do you think he remembers what you know who looks like? The Hermione suddenly became very stern. I forbid you to ask him, Fred. No, don't you dare. As though he needs reminding of that on his first day at school. All right, keep your hair on. A whistle sounded. Hurry up, their mother said, and the three boys clambered onto the train. They leaned out of the window for her to kiss them goodbye, and their younger sister began to cry. Don't cry, Ginny. Well, we'll send you loads of owls. We'll send you a Hogwarts toilet seat. George, only joking, Mom. The train began to move. Harry saw the boy's mother waving and the sister half laughing, half crying, running to keep up with the train until it gathered too much speed. Then she fell back and waved. Harry watched the girl and her mother disappear as the train rounded the corner. Houses flashed past the window. Harry felt a great leap of excitement. He didn't know what he was going to, where he was going to, but it had to be better than what he was leaving behind. The door of the compartment slid open, and the youngest red-haired boy came in. Anyone sitting here? He asked, pointing at the seat opposite to Harry. Everywhere's full. Harry shook his head, and the boy sat down. He glanced at Harry and then looked quickly out of the window, pretending he hadn't looked. Harry saw he still had a black mark on his nose. Hey, Ron. The twins were back. Listen, we are going down to the middle of the train. Lee Jordan's got a giant tarantula down there. Right, mumbled Ron. Harry, said the other twin, did we introduce ourselves? Fred and George Weasley, and this is Ron, our brother. See you later then. Bye, said Harry and Ron. The twins slid the compartment door shut behind them. Are you really Harry Potter? Ron blurted out. Harry nodded. Oh well, I thought it might be one of Fred and George's jokes, said Ron. And have you really got, you know, he pointed at Harry's forehead. Harry pulled back his fringe to show the lightning scar. Ron stared. So that's where you know who? Yes, said Harry, but I can't remember it. Nothing? Said Ron eagerly. Well, I remember a lot of green light, but nothing else. Whoa, said Ron. He sat and stared at Harry for a few moments. Then, as though he had suddenly realized what he was doing, he looked quickly out of the window again. Are all your family wizards? Asked Harry, fond who found Ron just as interesting as Ron found him. Yes, I think so, said Ron. I think Mom's got a second cousin who is accountant, but we never talk about him. So you must know loads of magic already. The Weasleys were clearly one of the oldest old wizarding families the pale boy in Diagon Alley had talked about. I heard you were going to live with muggles, said Ron. What are they like? Horrible. Well, not all of them. My aunt and uncle and cousin are, though. Wish I'd had 3 wizard brothers. 5, said Ron. For some reason, he was looking gloomy. I am the 6th one in our family to go to Hogwarts. You could say I've got a lot to live up to. Bill and Charlie have already left. Bill was head boy and Charlie was captain of Quidditch. Now Percy's a prefect. Fred and George mess around a lot, but they still get really good marks and everyone thinks they're really funny. Everyone expects me to do the same as well as the others. But if I do, it's not a big deal because they did it first. You never get anything new either with 5 brothers. I've got Bill's old robes, Charlie's old one, and Percy's old rat. Ron reached the inside of his jacket and pulled out a fat grey rat which was asleep. His name is Crabbers, and he's useless. He hardly ever wakes up. Percy's got an owl from my dad for being made a prefect, but they couldn't I got Scrabbers instead. Ron's ears went pink. He seemed to think he said too much because he went back to staring out of the window. Harry didn't think there was anything too wrong about not being able to afford an owl. After all, he'd never had any money in his life until a month ago, and he told Ron so, all having about to wear Dudley's old clothes and never getting proper birthday presents. This seemed to cheer Ron up. And until Hagrid told me, I didn't know anything about being a wizard or about my parents or Voldemort. Ron gasped. What? Said Harry. You said you know whose name, said Ron, sounding both shocked and impressed. I'd have thought you, of all people, I'm not trying to be brave or anything, saying the name, said Harry. I just never knew you shouldn't. See what I mean? I got lots to learn, I bet, he added, voicing for the first time something that had been worrying him a lot. I bet I'm the worst in the class. You won't be. There are loads of people coming from Muggle families. They'll learn quick enough. While they had been talking, the train had carried them out of London. Now they were speeding past fields full of cows and sheep. They were quiet for a time, watching the fields and lanes flick past. Around 12:30, there was a great clattering outside the corridor, and the smiling, dimpled woman slid back the door and said, Anything off the trolley, dears? Harry, who hadn't had any breakfast, leapt to his feet, but Ron's ears went pink again and he muttered that he'd brought sandwiches. Harry went out into the corridor. He had never had any money for sweets with the Dursleys, and now that his pockets were rattling with gold and silver, he was ready to buy as many Mars bars as he could. But the woman didn't have Mars bars. What she had were Bertie's bought every flavor beans, Drubel's best blowing gum, chocolate frogs, pumpkin pasties, cauldron cakes, liquorice ones, and a number of other strange things Harry had never seen in his life. Not wanting to miss anything, he got some of everything and paid the woman 11 silver sickles and 7 bronze nuts. Ron stared as Harry brought it all back into the compartment and taped it onto an empty seat. Hungry, aren't you? Starving, said Harry, taking a large bite out of a pumpkin pasty. Ron had taken out a lumpy package and unwrapped it. There were 4 sandwiches in there. He pulled one of them apart and said, "She always forgets I don't like corned beef." "Swap you for one of these?" Harry said, holding up a pasty. "Go on." "You don't want this. It's all dry," said Ron. "She hasn't got much time," he added quickly. "You know, with 5 of us." "Go on, have a pasty," said Harry, who had never had anything to share before, or indeed anyone to share it with. It was very nice feeling sitting there with Ron, eating their way through all Harry's pasties and cakes. The sandwiches lay forgotten. "What are these?" Harry asked Ron, holding up a pack of chocolate frogs. "They're not really frogs, are they?" He was starting to feel that nothing would surprise him. "No," said Ron, "but see what the card is. I'm missing Agrippa." "What?" "Oh, of course, you wouldn't know. Chocolate frogs have cards inside them, you know, to collect famous witches and wizards. I've got about 500, but I haven't got Agrippa or Ptolemy." Harry unwrapped his chocolate frog and picked up the card. It showed a man's face. He wore half-moon glasses and had a long crooked nose and flowing silver hair, beards and mustache. Underneath the picture was the name Albus Dumbledore. "So this is Dumbledore," said Harry. "Don't tell me you've never heard of Dumbledore," said Ron. "Can I have a frog? I might get Agrippa. Thanks." Harry turned over his card and read, "Albus Dumbledore, currently headmaster of Hogwarts, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times. Professor Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the Dark Wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel. Professor Dumbledore enjoys the chamber music and temple bowling." Harry turned the card back over and saw, to his astonishment, Dumbledore's face had disappeared. "He's gone." "Well, you can't expect him to hang around all day," said Ron. "He'll be back. I've got Morgana again. I've got about 6 of her. Do you want it? You can start collecting." Ron's eyes sank to the pile of chocolate frog waiting to be unwrapped. "Help yourself," said Harry. "But in, you know, the Muggle world, people just stay put in the photos." "Do they? What? 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 They don't move all at all?" Ron sounded amazed. "Weird." Harry stared as Dumbledore slid back into the picture on his card and gave him a small smile. Ron was more interested in eating the frogs than looking at the famous witches and wizards cards, but Harry couldn't keep his eye off them. Soon he had not only Dumbledore and Morgana, but the hangest of Woodcroft, Alberic Grunion, Cyrus, Paracelsus, and Merlin. He had finally tore his eyes away from Druidas Clonda, who was scratching her nose to open a bag of Bertie's bought every flavor beans. "You want to be careful with those," said warned Ron warned Harry. "When they say every flavor, they mean every flavor. You know you will get all the ordinary ones like chocolate and peppermint and marmalade, but you can also get spinach and liver tripe. George reckons he had once had a bogey flavored ones." Now, thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you next time. I'll read part 3 next time. Please subscribe. Bye.